Hello, everybody. Welcome. What is up? This is Whatever with Jason Soto, a comedy podcast that got snubbed by the Oscars for the third year in the row, and we are complaining about it.
How do you like that?
Fucking hell. What do we got to do, man? God. Anyway, I'm your host, Jason Soto. Joining me is my dear friend, my co-host, Mary Mitchell. What's up, Mary?
Hello.
How are you doing this fine evening?
I'm doing just fine. How about yourself?
I'm fantastic. I'm up. I'm ready, roaring to talk about everything today. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but most importantly, this is a milestone. This is the 10th episode.
Hey!
We made it 10 episodes.
Hey!
Woo!
Hey!
Yeah. So let's just reflect for a second. Let's just look back at all the previous 10 episodes.
A stroll down memory lane.
I remember that. Do you remember that?
Always, yeah.
I remember that. Oh, that happened. That was cool.
Oh, that was great. I'm just nostalgic for that in general, you know?
Oh, wait, that wasn't a good time. Let's just not reflect on that one. Let's just put that one away. Oh, but that was fun.
That was fun. In retrospect, especially.
10 episodes. Well, let's see if we do 10 more, shall we?
We shall.
So, so we have a lot of stuff planned for today. We're going to get into people whining on Twitter about the Oscars, so that's going to be fun. We're going to talk about really annoying songs, and
yes.
We are going to reflect on VH1 in the 90s. But first, Mary, have you ever done an escape room?
No, I have not, and I don't think I shall, because it sounds like something that would freak me out.
Well, okay, so...
Panic attack incoming. Yeah, no, I wouldn't last like 5 seconds in one of those things. I could barely do like a haunted house and like what's elementary school. No, no way.
Think of escape rooms as like a haunted house to like the nth degree.
Oh God.
But you're trapped. Okay, so you're now quote unquote trapped in a room. It's not like, you can't get out. Like if something happens, you can get out. Like it's not like you're actually locked.
Like Amy Manor or anything.
No. So now, okay, I've done 4 of these. I've done 4 escape rooms, and they've all been from the same company that's here in Indianapolis. So I don't know if other companies do their escape rooms differently. But I did 2 horror related ones, which probably will freak you out. Because both of them involved being handcuffed.
Yeah, fuck that.
Like for real, like we were handcuffed for real. So the first one was called Kidnapped.
What?
Yeah, the first one was called Kidnapped, right? So the whole like idea of the room was we were like kidnapped and locked in this room, and we had an hour to escape. And so they had to handcuff us and blindfold us. So we were blindfolded and handcuffed, and then led into this room. And then we were shackled to this like frame of a bed. So it was me and like 4 or 5 other people. So we were like handcuffed to this bed, right? Not laying down in it, like we were standing.
Was it like a legit bed? Like it was like with the sheets and the blanket?
No, it was just like the metal frame of like a old like 1980s bed. Like it was just but there was no mattress. It was just the metal springs and like the metal frame, but there was no mattress or anything. So we're like handcuffed to that, and then they're like, okay, start. And so then we take our blindfolds off, and then we have to look for the key. That's like the first thing we had to do, was just find the key. So we're all like, now I was in there with Felicia, but she was the only person that I knew. Everyone else were strangers.
Do you all have to work together, or is it every man for himself?
No, we all have to work together. That's the whole key to this whole thing. Yeah. And so, and now the people that we were in this first time, so let me set the scene a little bit more here. So the first time we did this, when we did this Kidnapped one, it was Halloween. Because I thought that would be the perfect Halloween activity. It's like, hey, let's do an escape room. Let's do a horror escape room. Let's do this one where we're kidnapped. And, it's going to be like Halloween night. It was like Halloween at like 10:30 p.m. What I didn't take for account was like 99% of other people in Indianapolis are going to go drinking the whole day. Because Halloween also fell on a Saturday on this particular day, so people were sloshed. So the people that we had with us were just drunk. And it was like we were...
What time of day was this?
It was like 10:30 at night.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, and the people that were with us were like Jersey Shore types, like, like it was two chicks and two guys, and the guys were like typical like meathead like bouncer looking guys, and the girls were like blonde hair with the mini skirts and like oh Johnny,
oh my
I don't
God.
know, yeah. So, and then me and Felicia. So I'm like, oh fuck me, all right. So we're trying to find the key. We find the key, and then we gotta turn the light on because it was dark. That's the other thing. It was dark in the room at first, but then once you get uncuffed, you then can turn the light on. So then you're just looking around, and then the other thing about escape rooms the one thing I don't like is I never know where to start, because it's literally like the whole room is just covered in puzzles of like. There's like stuff written on the walls, and there's like folders and briefcases and locked drawers and locked doors, and you don't know where to start. Like you don't know which one to do first, because you're thinking like, okay, let's go look to this door, and so you go to the door, and then there's like a number lock on it. So you're like, okay, I need the code to that. So then it's like, okay, well, let's go look in this drawer. Well, the drawer has a lock with letters on it, so it's got to spell something. Like, okay. So, you don't know where to begin, so you're just, like, a little overwhelmed, and you have an hour to do this, so you're being timed.
What happens if you don't figure out an hour?
They just says, oh, it's over, and you lose, and
get the hell out of here.
Yeah, basically, they're like, you lose, and they'll do like because like it's thematic, so they'll be like, like for this one, it's like, oh, the killers came back, and oh no, you died, and
You're
that
dead.
was yeah, basically. So yeah, that was like the whole thing about these like escape rooms is you're trying to solve puzzles to like advance to the next step, because you're trying to ultimately find a 4-digit number that unlocks the main door to get out of the room. But in order to get to that, you got to solve these little puzzles, and so it'll be like, well, here's a riddle. When you get the answer to the riddle, that's like the answer to that is like the thing you got to put into this box, and there's a briefcase, and you got to find a number, and then it's like there's a poster with like a bunch of random numbers on it, and then like you'd be like, okay, there's a blue 3, and then we saw this other piece of paper that had like blue, yellow, red, like written in that order. So obviously we have to do like the numbers under the colors in order to open this lock. Like that's basically how the escape rooms work. So, but with that said, I think they're fun. You have to just kind of go with the right people. Because like I do not recommend going with drunk people on Halloween night. That was a bad idea on my part.
Did they just get in the way? They were just making it way.
Yes, they were making it harder because they were so drunk. They were breaking shit. They were breaking like we had to like. Have you seen Die Hard with a Vengeance?
No.
Oh, fuck. Okay. So there's a puzzle that we did that was very similar to a puzzle that was in Die Hard with a Vengeance. It was a water thing. We had like 2 glasses of water, and there was a scale, and we had to like put just the right amount of water into a glass to put in the scale, and that was going to open up a secret passage to get into like the next puzzle. So if you see Die Hard with a Vengeance, everyone knows what I'm talking about. So these fucking assholes broke the scale. Like they flat out just broke it, and like the guy that was running the room, like because we're also being watched by like the guys that run this place to make sure we don't do shit like this. They had to like stop, like they had to stop the timer, come into the room, fix the scale, and is like, okay, you start now.
Wow.
And I'm like, you fucking assholes. But there was some pretty cool stuff in the kidnapped one, because it was like, again, it was like horror related. So there was like this one thing where we had to pull on something, and then like fake body parts like fell from the ceiling.
Ooh.
Like it was obviously like super fake, like they were like mannequin hands, but it was still neat. Like it was super cool. And so we had to like get to the hand, and like in the hand was like a key or something. It was awesome. So yeah, there was another one that we did that was there's the other half of it is there's like mystery ones. That's not, and that one I think you might like because it's probably not so extreme.
Yeah, I couldn't bear with like the clock ticking and like you have to figure this out. Or,
Well, you're still timed, but it's not, like you're not like for the mystery one that we did. Actually, it's funny. I did 2 horror ones and 2 mystery ones. But the mystery ones, it's just you just led into the room normally, and then it's like, okay, you have an hour, and then you start, and then you have to try to figure out where to start. That's always the hardest part, is like, okay, what do we do first? But the one we did was about like this guy stole like a painting, and he hid it in his house, and so we actually, well, this was cool because we had to break into the house first. So when we went into the room, it was like a replica of like a porch.
Was it like actually a replica, or is it just like a
set?
Like, how does that work?
It was like a think of like a stage play.
Okay.
So with like a front porch. So there was like 2 steps, and then there was like a door, and then 2 windows.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the door was locked. And so we had to like figure out how to break into the house, and so we had to like look around the porch and stuff like that. Then someone we were with was like found the key, like it was hidden somewhere on the porch, and so we used the key to get into the quote unquote house, and then we start from there. And it was a mystery because we had to like solve a bunch of mystery riddles to get to like the next step. And that one was cool because it had a secret passageway.
Oh.
And like this one room was really advanced. Like it was weird, and this was our second one too. So it's just like super advanced. But I think you would like this one more because it's more of like,
it sounds like
mystery related.
Yeah, I like putting little things together. That's why I like like mysteries and stuff. It's like adding all these little bits of evidence together and stuff.
Yeah.
I probably would like that. I'd probably still be stressed out because that's just me. But
so just so some tips. If you're gonna do an escape room. Try to get the room to yourselves. Go with people that you are friends with, good friends with. And maybe, one of them's super smart. Not calling it, you stupid or anything, but just someone who's like, if you know somebody who's good with riddles, that would be the perfect person to go with. 'Cause a lot of these involve riddles. So if you're good with riddles, hey, awesome. But I would recommend having a room to yourselves. Like get like a group of your friends that you trust and know, you know what I mean? And just go by yourselves. Do not intermix with strangers because that's just going to be a bad time.
That's good. Yeah, that's not, you're going to have a bad time.
You're going to have bad time. Yay, references. So yeah, I mean, I think you should try it out, Mary. I think you might like it. Now. Yeah, there's nothing about the time that no one can do about it. You have an hour, because they don't want people there for like 5 hours saying, "Oh, I can solve this. I can solve this," because there are going to be those people who are going to be like that. Who's going to swear up and down like, "Oh yeah, I can solve this if I have more than an hour." Like, no, you have an hour or get out. But with that said, if you don't think you can handle the horror ones, because they really do go all out for the horror ones, I say like go for the mystery ones because there's some.
Have you seen like the stuff about McCamey Manor?
No, I have not.
It's like one of those things, but it's like a haunted house, and it's literally like you have to sign a waiver.
Oh, that thing. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, yeah. I forgot it was called that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so.
Because it was like they pulled like teeth out for real or something.
Yeah, there's videos of it on YouTube of them actually. They make you like sit in a swamp in the cold for like an hour before you even get in there, and they like slap you and abuse you and like pour, disgusting things on you. Ugh.
Yeah. I remember reading about that like around Halloween, and people were like pissed off and.
Yeah, because they promised like a $20,000 reward or something like that, but people are saying like, oh, that doesn't actually exist because nobody's actually gotten the reward, so they're saying it's just this guy's excuse to torture people and get paid for it.
Yeah, because I mean they do some like fucked up shit. Like I remember reading it. It was like they pull out your teeth, they shock you.
They pull out your hair. They were trying to make the guy sign the waiver to get in there. He wasn't even in the house yet. They were ripping his hair out and he's crying, and they're like, oh, why are you crying? And he's like, this guy is ripping my hair out, and he's trying to sign the thing, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. No, fuck that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Me neither. That's the extreme version of his.
That's the extreme. So, all right, yeah. All right, so the other day I was thinking about VH1 because I go flip, through channels, and I was like, I keep going by VH1, and now VH1 is this weird like wasteland of like
Is it
all
still
these.
on?
Yeah, no, it's this wasteland of like all these like shows with like rappers and their girlfriends and slash wives. And
Are there any music videos on it anymore?
nope.
Oh my god.
No, all VH1 now is just like Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is like a tattoo show. T.I., the rapper T.I. is gonna show, and that's all it is. Like, it's just all these like rap shows now. It's really fucking weird. I don't know when that line crossed. Like, it was so out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I was thinking about how, like, back in the day, like in the 90s and early 2000s, they actually had some pretty interesting TV shows, like around the music videos. And I remember you telling me you used to watch a lot of those back in the day.
I watched it all the time, yeah. I always had my TV on either VH1 or MTV. It worked because VH1 was channel 23 and MTV was 24. So I just like go back and forth between the two of them like all day long every day.
Yeah,
so
same thing. I think my favorite show was Pop-Up Video.
I love Pop-Up Video.
That was so awesome. I missed that show. And I like that it came back. I still think about
some of the facts that I learned on that show. Like, you go like, oh yeah, that was on Pop-Up Video.
I think about that shit too. Every time I hear a song or I watch the video, I remember like the Pop-Up Video, them explaining how they did a shot or what this part means or whatever. It was like, oh, that's so awesome.
Just random trivia and stuff. Yeah, that was fun. I love that show.
And then they actually bought it back in like the mid 2010s. 20. Oh, hang on, or what? I was at 2000. About 2013, I think they bought it back for like 6 months. And then it went away again.
Nobody watched it.
Yeah. Well, and then the time slot didn't help any. It came on every day at noon.
Oh, yeah. Who's watching that besides like surgery patients and old ladies,
So like I would, set my DVR to record it if I was at work. And then if I was off, I'd watch it. But then it was like, what's this goofy ass time slot? So, and then it just ended. Like, it finished the season, and then it just never came back.
Pop-Up Video.
Pop-Up Video. I can do the pop noise.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time, like, little pop came out, it was like a bubbly noise or something on the thing. That was great. Oh.
Yeah, that was an awesome show. And then like I loved how like Pop-Up Video was so like big that it was like everywhere. Like they did like TV shows with the Pop-Up Video. Like I remember one time they did like a Brady Bunch marathon.
Yeah.
And they did like a Pop-Up Video of all that.
I like that because it's kind of like you're getting information without something really interrupting it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can still pay attention without,
They used to do
trivia.
They did a couple of movies. I can't think of anything specific. I feel like Grease was one of them.
They did a pop-up music video for Grease.
I think I'm remembering that for some reason.
Yeah. Huh. I kind of remember that too in a way. Actually, I kind of remember like the Grease Lightning. Maybe they just had maybe they
just did the video. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I kind of remember that too.
But I remember, and it was like everywhere, like back in the day. And I remember.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
They had like a lot of like obscure 80s bands that like I'd never heard of before and just found out because of Pop-Up Video.
Right,
I'd be like, oh, what's this? It's like, some German band from like the 80s, like that trio band. I found them on Pop-Up Video.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Another show I used to watch all the time was Storytellers. Do you remember that?
I fucking love Storytellers. In fact, I still have the VHS tape that I recorded of the REM Storytellers on VH1, and it was fucking amazing.
Awesome.
And it's so good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've been trying to find that. I don't know if they have it on YouTube or whatever, but that was really good. That was really good.
Yeah, that was really cool. Like, for anyone not in the know, Storytellers they would have like an artist or a band come on, and then they would play like their greatest hits basically, but then they'll tell the story behind the song. And it'll, and some most of the times it'd be like what the song means or whatever. But sometimes it'd just be like, yeah, well, we just wanted to make a paycheck. So anyway, you're just losing my religion, or whatever. Just whatever song.
About that show that I really like is that it's kind of like the Unplugged in New York series, where it would be like really intimate settings with a very small crowd and acoustic instruments and a small room, and they would play like the songs, and it would always sound really awesome. Like I love Storytellers. I feel like Storytellers is kind of like the offshoot of Unplugged in New York.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. Yes.
Yeah, amen. I agree.
Now, do you remember the show? I think it was pretty early 2000s. It was called The List. All right, let me describe it. See if this sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So it didn't last very long. It was like maybe like a couple of months. It was like a daily show. And what it was is it would be like a group of celebrities, and sometimes the celebrities would be random, or sometimes it'll be like a cast of a TV show. And there would be 5 of them. There'd be 4 panelists and then 1 person in charge. And they would then make a list together. And sometimes it would be like a theme. I don't remember any particular themes, but I remember one of them might have been like influential like 90s albums or something like that.
Yes, I do remember that.
They would go each person one by one, and they would say like, name a song or an album or whatever.
Yes.
And then they would put this on this list, and then there would be like 20 songs or albums, and then they all then had to like vote for like, okay, now we got to take 10 of these out. So then they had to like kind of discuss and argue about, like, oh, well, we should take this out because of this, and this person would be like, no, that should stay on there because of whatever. And then they would eventually narrow it down, and then they'll be like, okay, your top 10 of influential albums is this, and then they'd have the list.
Oh my god, I totally remember that. That was kind of like on the I remember seeing the cast of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer doing
Okay,
that.
yeah.
And it would show like a music video with like their face in the corner, like, oh, this was, Sarah Michelle Gellar's pick or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That was right on the like the cuff of like the Best Week Ever and the I Love the 80s type shows where they would have Hal Sparks and stuff like that.
It was very early 2000s.
Yes, yeah, I totally remember that.
And like, okay, so I'm about to probably make you very angry if you remember this episode.
Okay.
So there was one, okay, I only remember Tony Danza on this one episode. I can't remember who else was on there. But Tony Danza, and then there was this chick, and I don't remember who she was. And the chick, I can't remember what the theme was, but she picked Radiohead's OK Computer. Yeah. And then Tony Danza like flipped out, and he was like, "Why are you putting that on there? That's a stupid waste of a pick. That doesn't make sense. Who listens to that? Blah 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 blah."
What the fuck does Tony Danza listen
to? And so then when it got to the part where they were eliminating stuff, he immediately went for Radiohead's OK Computer. Wow. And like the chick was like, no, but I wish I knew what the theme was. I don't remember what the theme was, but she was fighting for it. But like nobody was like, everyone was like, okay, I guess we're taking off OK Computer.
Yeah, do whatever Tony wants, I guess. Tony doesn't like.
And I don't. And I think that was one of them random like, cast. I don't think it was any specific cast. It was just a bunch of random celebrities that day. But I remember being pissed off because I'm like, I'm not a super Radiohead fan, but that's a cool album. Like, what the fuck, Tony Danza?
That's a fucking great album. And why would you be like? Why the veracity of that? Like, the vitriol is like, oh, get rid of Radiohead now.
And I think it must have been like, it might have just been like classics or something. I can't remember because I think he picked like a bunch of like Frank Sinatra stuff.
Oh, he would. Yeah, it's probably something lame like that. It's like, oh, this is like not something I'm used to. It's weird. I don't get this.
Yeah, I feel like that's what he did. I don't remember exactly, but no, I remember being pissed off at that, and I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Fuck Tony Danza.
Fuck Tony Danza, man.
OK Computer is a brilliant album. Fuck Tony Danza and his
I don't know what that was about. I don't know what his deal was.
Bing Crosby or whatever.
Yeah. So, now, there's another show that I like. When I came up with this idea, I wanted to talk about it, but I don't remember the name of the show. And maybe somebody out there listening will know what I'm talking about. And the thing is, I'm not 100% certain if it was on VH1. It might have been MTV. And it might have just been some random station, but I'm fairly confident it was VH1. And I want to say this was early 2000s, maybe mid, like around 2004, 2005 ish. And so the theme of the show was they would take, like, I think they did like 2 or 3 songs in one episode. So they would take like a song, and the best one I could think of was AC/DC's Back in Black. They did an episode on AC/DC's Back in Black. So they'd take a song, and then they would list 4 theories as to what that song was about. And so they would like go like theory number 1, it's a tribute to, you know, past singer Bon Scott, and this is the band's like way to tribute him, blah blah blah. Theory 2, it's a reflection of Brian Johnson's you know, stand in music industry, and you know, he's been in the music industry for like 20 years before joining AC/DC, and that's what the song's about. And then there'll be like theory 3 is, you know, it's a dark song about the devil. And about the devil, and then theory 4 was something, so whatever. So they will show all 4 theories, and then they'll talk about each theory one by one, and they'll be like, okay, theory 1. So Bon Scott died a couple of years before Brian Johnson joined, and blah, 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 blah. So then they're like, okay, theory 2. You know, Brian Johnson was in his band back in the mid-60s, and he was in the music, blah, blah. So they talk about each thing one by one, and then they would eliminate, like, okay, so we know it's not this because of blah, so they eliminate it. And they're like, okay, our final choice is A, it's a tribute to Bon Scott. And then they'll be like, okay, next song, and then it'll be like, R.E.M's Losing My Religion. Like, what's that about? And then, like, they did this for a bunch of different songs. And I remember watching at least, like, 3 or 4 episodes, and then I never saw it again. And I cannot find this on the internet. Like, I Googled it. And I don't know what to Google exactly, so I typed in like every permutation I could think of. And I'm like, I was even like, I remember the Black and Black one, so I'm like, VH1 show about Back in Black, and nothing came up. And I'm like, oh,
when did they play AC/DC on VH1?
Right. But see, that might be why I'm thinking it might not be VH1. It might have been like MTV or something, or it might have even been like. It might have been like Fuse, because I don't know if you know what Fuse is. It's kind of like the Canadian MTV.
Yeah.
But I was like, I know, I swear I was on VH1 though, and it used to come on like maybe in the evening, like around 6 o'clock ish, and
I feel like I probably have like a tape of it somewhere, because I have all my old, like, you know, VH1 recorded.
Okay.
Tapes.
I don't know what you do with your day, but if you're ever bored enough or you want to go through your tapes and you find it, please, for the love of God, let me know, because
I will.
I'm dying to know what this show is called.
I wanted to bring up, and I failed to mention it to you earlier, but do you remember, and this was a VH1, actually it might have been MTV, I think it was VH1, but whatever. It was the VH1, no, it was definitely VH1, it was called VH1 The 25 Lame. Did you see that?
That sounds familiar.
And it had Jon Stewart, Janine Garofalo, Chris Kattan, and Dennis Leary. And,
okay, that all sounds very familiar.
And they would take the 25 most lamest videos ever, and it was like Vanilla Ice and Nelson.
Oh,
and, like,
yeah.
The Macarena, and they would watch it and like make fun of it. And then Vanilla Ice came on, and he like smashed the entire set, and he had like a meltdown or whatever.
Yes,
that was fucking great. That was
yes.
Absolutely.
I remember that. I remember the VH1 thing. I'm sorry, the Vanilla Ice thing.
Yeah,
yes, I remember that.
It was really funny, and they all would like rip on the videos and stuff. They made fun of the Journey video for Separate Ways and stuff. And And the Michael Jackson Eddie Murphy thing where they're dancing in the clouds. Yeah,
I remember that. Oh man, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
that was like early 2000s.
Yeah, like either like late 90s, early 2000s. It was whenever Janine Garofalo was still relevant and Chris Kattan, because they haven't been in the public eye for like, you know, especially Chris Kattan. Like, you know, I think that was like probably like late 90s. Like,
yeah, possibly.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. No. Yeah, I remember that. So now there was this weird moment. In the, what was it? Might have been early 2000s. That they were trying to do like late night programming. Do you remember this? They had a so this was my introduction to Zach Galifianakis. He had a talk show on VH1. Do you remember any of this?
No.
So it was called Late World with Zach. and it was like a 30-minute like talk show like comedy thing, and he would be like at his piano, he would do like a monologue of just jokes, just regular jokes, and then he had a guest, and they would sit at his piano, and he would like interview, quote unquote, but like, you know, it was just like just them like sharing jokes back and forth to each other. And then he'd do like segments and stuff like that. It was actually kind of funny.
He's a funny guy.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
But like it was funny like when Zach Galifianakis like made it huge like later like in life. And I was like, but I remember him when he was on VH1 back in the day.
No, seriously, he's like one of those people I never really expected to get as famous as he did for such a, you know.
Yeah.
Not like superstar famous. He's like in like mainstream movies.
He was in everything for a while.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was that, and then I can't remember, there was like another show too. I don't remember that one very often. But yeah, VH1 was like the bomb back in like the early 2000s, and I wish like, you know, somebody would put all this shit like on DVD, because it would be amazing.
Definitely.
Like I know, like, you know, like pop-up video they couldn't do because of the music rights, so that's fine. But like, you know, like all these other shows we were talking about, like they should totally like do, you know, like the
storytellers, especially. That's actually some good music there. You know, it wasn't like MTV where they had like those old trashy shows that they would do. It was like, okay, whatever. It's like, Dick Show or whatever. VH1 actually like had shows that like seemed like they give a shit about the music that you're about to listen to. You know?
Yeah, exactly. And like everyone always gave like VH1 shit because they played like all these adult contemporaries, but it was like they played some good stuff, like a lot.
Oh yeah.
And then go ahead.
Sorry, my mom, she didn't like me watching MTV because it always had like, you know, like raunchy stuff on it or whatever. She'd always like prefer to me to watch VH1, and like VH1 actually like it was like MTV with the trash filtered out kind of. I mean, it had some cheesy stuff on there, but you weren't gonna get like, you know, trash like Limp Bizkit or something, you know what I mean? You weren't gonna get like that crap. You might get Celine Dion, but Celine Dion is easier to handle than Limp Bizkit.
That is probably true. I'm not gonna deny that. Now I don't know if anyone remember. I don't know if you. Well, I see you're a little bit younger than me, so you might not have remembered this. Back in like the early '90s, when I first got cable in my house, VH1 and Comedy Central shared the same channel. And so what would happen was the morning would be VH1, and then like right at 3 o'clock it would switch over to Comedy Central. And what was funny about this particular moment in time was Mystery Science Theater 3000, which was on Comedy Central. They had a kind of like this weird offshoot of their show called the MST 3K Hour or something, where they would divide their show into an hour. And it was hosted by Mike Nelson, but he was disguised as Jack Perkins.
Oh my god, that must have been awesome to see that. That's awesome.
Oh, it was amazing. But here's the thing: that show, that MST show, came out right at 3 o'clock, and so like every summer, like when I was off to school for the summer, I would literally I would try to record these, right? So I had my tape, my VCR, and so I'm watching like I don't know, like Sade video or something, and then like right at 3 o'clock in the middle of a lyric, it'll just go right to like Mike Nelson's Jack Perkins.
And now we bring
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was like.
That's fucking amazing.
And then like sometimes I would be a little mad because then they would play like a song that I liked, and then it would be in the middle of the song and then switch over. And I was like, oh fuck.
Just starting to get into the groove of Sade, and then it off.
But yeah, and then eventually they got their own channels. But whenever I tell people that, like they look at me weird, like, wait, they shared the same channel? Like, how does that work?
That's weird. It's kind of like I remember back in the day, MTV had Ren and Stimpy on it.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
I wasn't allowed.
It was weird. It was weird, but yeah.
Yeah, like my mother didn't allow us to watch MTV when we were young. We were allowed to watch Nickelodeon, and then when she went to visit her friends, and it was just me and my dad and my brother, he was like, I'll let you watch MTV, but just to watch Ren and Stimpy. And we were like, oh. We're watching MTV.
Well, that's even weirder because I feel like I could be wrong. The ones on MTV were those like Lost season ones where they got like really raunchy.
No, that was way later. The ones
Oh,
that
okay.
I'm talking about were actually
Okay.
when Ren and Stimpy. I lived in New Hampshire, so that would have been 92, 93.
Okay.
The raunchy and Ren and Stimpy was on Spike.
Okay.
If you remember that.
No,
And
I
never
totally
watched
remember.
that because that was weird.
Yeah. Okay, all right. But still, that's. I remember when they were on MTV. That still was weird.
Yeah,
that
it was when
were on
Nickelodeon
MTV.
was owned by MTV, so they were allowed to get away with like the more
Yeah.
modern stuff, and then they were bought out by another company, and
No, of course. So, all right. Well, all this talk of music actually brings to something you brought up. This was your topic. You asked about annoying songs.
Yes.
So, what was your like? How did you word the question?
Well, hold on, I have to actually find that. I was just thinking about how much I fucking hate Katy Perry. Like, cause I go to the gym and they play Katy Perry, or like what I think is Katy Perry. It's like anything that sounds like this fucking like obnoxious, just auto-tuned. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The song Firework is like my ultimate most hated song of all time. Like, I'm not even kidding you, it like hurts my ears. Like, I am that adverse to it. So I just decided, I was thinking about it, I had it in my mind, I fucking hate Katy Perry, I need to express it somehow. So then I just put it on Facebook. It's like, what is your most hated song of all time? Just tell me the song that gets your blood boiling, grinds your fucking bones, and yeah, and then my choice was, of course, Firework by Katy Perry, and a bunch of other people commented. I got way more of a response than I expected, but apparently it hit a
You
note.
got a lot of responses to that.
Yes.
So it made me like think like, yeah, we should do this on the show.
I struck a
Now see, here's okay. So I do have an answer, and I do have a couple of answers, but like my my weird thing is, I don't when I look at music, I don't ever go by like okay, I like rock, so I'm only gonna listen to rock, or I'm gonna ignore rap or whatever.
Yeah.
I like music as music. If there's a song that gets put out and I like it, I just like the song.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a super big like album guy. Like there's very few albums that I listen from beginning to end that I enjoy. And I know that's
I've never met anybody like that. That's interesting.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there's not a lot of I don't think I've ever met anyone that's
You just like the individual songs as themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I know I'm I've admitted it's very strange and probably very annoying, but I don't do a lot of albums. Like I do have favorite albums. I could probably do like a top 10 albums, and those would be literally the 10 albums I listen to front to back.
Yeah.
But overall though, I like songs. So I do, enjoy like, the radio, like, they play all the pop songs on the radio. So that's how I, take my music. And so, as a result, I don't hate a lot of songs, and I tend to like songs that people seem to hate. Like, for example, people do not like the Pina Colada song, and I actually kind of enjoy it.
That song's like, if you like pina colada.
Yeah.
I don't hate that song. I think it's kind of corny, but it's like, it's a homegrown. It's like, what do they call that? It's a household name. Everyone knows that.
But so for me, like to be annoyed by a song, it takes a lot. Now,
yeah.
I do have some. With that said, and
that's what I'm interested in now.
My biggest offender, like you with Katy Perry, is me with Meghan Trainor. I cannot stand Meghan Trainor. I hate every single one of her fucking songs. They are the most annoying, god-awful pieces of shit I've ever heard in my life.
What she actually sounds like, but looking at her, I could.
So she had this thing for a while, and I don't know if she still does that. I don't think she does anymore. But for a while, it was all doo-wop. She was her singing over doo-wop. Just imagine. Here we go. Your brain's going to explode, but this is gonna be worth it. Imagine Katy Perry singing to doo-wop.
Oh God.
That's basically Meghan Trainor.
And this is the thing. I actually like doo-wop. I like classic.
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
Ballad, doo-wop ballads. I think they're beautiful, but that sounds like a fucking abomination of all
But
hell.
it was so all of her
Sounds
songs.
like the worst way to handle doo-wop ever.
It was fucking terrible.
Ugh.
So she has her breakout song was all about that bass, which was about her being, and I'm putting this in quotes, quote unquote fat. Now she's not like a super skinny stick person, but she's not like Lizzo fat. Like she's like a healthy looking person. Like I would not call her fat, but she dares to call herself fat, and it's really offensive actually.
Looking at her on pictures, she looks kind of fat.
You think so?
Yeah, she looks like she definitely is probably
I don't
maybe
know.
about 40 pounds overweight.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't call her like obese or anything.
But the way she presented it in that song, it made it sound like, she was like this tub of lard like running around. It's like, like no, you're like a normal looking person. Like just accept that you're.
She doesn't look bad or anything, but she's definitely overweight. I mean, she carries it well, but
I guess I don't know.
But she's she's not 600 pounds. You know what
right?
I mean?
Yeah. But she made it seem like it because she's like, I'm all about that bass, and it's like, oh my god. So then her next song was called "Dear Future Husband," and this was by far the most like irritating and actually very offensive song. This song set like the women's movement back like 50 years. Because the whole premise of the song was just about, telling this dude, this poor sap who might have got tricked into marrying her, how she's going to act and how, it's like, oh, dear future husband, just so you know, I'm going to be right in every argument and I'm going to sleep on the left side of the bed and I'm going to stay at home and drink wine and you're going to work all day. Like, it is seriously the most offensive song. I don't know how it got made, how it got passed. Like, it had to have gotten past several people.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's in the industry. It's like somehow acceptable for a woman to be sexist. It's like, oh, you man, you just suck and do my laundry. And
right.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, how is that any different from telling a woman to go in the kitchen and make you a sandwich?
Exactly. I 100% agree.
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad that you said that. Like that's like one of those things that's annoyed me for so long. They would say like, oh, equality. We want equality and blah blah blah. Step all over your man and make sure that you don't, take care of yourself and it's his problem. It's like, no.
Right.
Both treat each other
I hate that shit.
Yes,
me
too.
Bugs the fuck out of me. And then she made a fucking song about it.
Oh god.
And then next, she just kept coming out with these hits, quote unquote. The next song she had, and I don't even remember what this one was called. But it's basically her saying like no to everything. So it would be like, the situation would be like she's at a club or a bar somewhere, and then some guy comes up to her and is like, hey, what's your name? And she'd be like, my name is No. And then he would be like, no, okay. No. And then literally the next line after that is, my sign is no. Like, lady, this ain't 1974. No one's asking you what your fucking sign.
Not only that, but you realize she puts it up so hard. It's like, no, I don't want to talk to you. Go away. No. And then it's like, bitch, why can't I find a man? Men suck.
Right.
I can't find a good man. It's like maybe because you're an insufferable bitch that's just no.
So, and all these songs came out one after another, immediately in a row. So she's my least favorite artist of all time.
I would probably, I've probably heard her songs without knowing it, but
it's possible.
I hate angry bitch music.
She did a couple soundtracks. I know that, but I don't think you watch a lot of. But I think they're the kids movies. So unless you watch some kids movies in the past few months, you probably might have not have heard her. I know she did a song for one of the Trolls movies. She did one for the Despicable Me movies. I can't remember all of them, but they're mainly kids movies.
Sounds like a whiny entitled bitch.
I hate.
And it's
I really...
if your life is so hard for being fat, why don't you just fucking lose weight? It's that simple.
Yeah,
if you're really that upset about it, just do something about it. It's not that difficult. It's not beyond your control.
I agree. I 100% agree. And then And then my other not favorite song, and then we can move on to if you have more, is the Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay. I fucking hate that song.
That's the anthem of drunk chicks.
Or really, I don't really like songs that's affiliated with a dance.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these like rap songs, and I do like rap, but I don't like rap songs that's affiliated with a dance.
It cheapens it somehow. Like it
because
just kind of
it's
feels
just
like
stupid.
Yeah.
And then,
like it's just kind of like, oh, it's the Macarena, but
and then like all these people never have a follow-up song, because how do you follow up a fucking dance? You can't do a second dance.
And also, I feel like, I mean, I respect people that are good at dancing. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, me too. Oh yeah.
But I think in general, dancing's kind of fucking stupid. Like most of the time, it's just stupid. Like unless you're like really good at it, you like look at people dancing and it's like, I'm not gonna partake in that. That's not,
And then like,
this isn't something I want to be a part of. You can go ahead and do your dance, but leave me out of it.
And then like these like dance songs, they're like the lamest moves ever.
Yeah,
because like if you ever watch like
doing it at the same time, it just looks like square dancing, but like even worse. Like,
yeah, it's just not fun. Okay, I went off long enough. What did you have some like more songs that you had?
I mean, I could probably go on forever, but let's not waste time on that.
Okay. Is there any that you wanted to read off of your post and it's up to you if you want to say their names or not. I'm curious what some other people say.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, this one was funny because I actually kind of like the song, and the fact that my uncle hates it so much. My uncle Ben is my cousin Joey's father, and he commented, I have to think more. This is my dad's, and it's Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant. We gonna rock down Joey.
I like that song.
Just like envisioning my Uncle Ben hating that song enough for it to come up in this list is fucking hilarious to me.
Really?
Yeah.
He hates that song?
I don't know. It's just like one of those songs like I never like it's stupid, but I didn't know it would like people would have like hatred with that much fervor, you know what I mean?
I feel like that's one of those songs that's like, you know, when I only listen to it when it comes on somewhere. I don't like go out of my way to listen to it.
Yeah, it's that song, you know,
like, and you know, I like it enough, you know, when it comes on, I'll listen to it, but I don't think I have it on like my Spotify playlist or anything.
It was like this source of just my cousin Joey also says Third Eye Blind semi-charm, like
the Third Eye Blind hit.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
See, I like Third Eye Blind.
I like them too in a nostalgic kind of way. They remind me of when I was in middle school, so like I can't like say that I hate them. I mean, I know they suck, but like it's kind of like, you know.
I don't know. I really have always enjoyed them actually. Like
really?
Semi-Charmed Life was like one of my favorite songs. Because you know I bought that, you know, I just said I'm not an album guy, but you know it was the 90s. I had no choice. I had to buy the album.
Remind you of a good time in your life. Just fun.
Just you know late 90s and
nothing. That's kind of how I feel about the Bare Naked Ladies. Like I like them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. They get a lot of unnecessarily hate, but whatever.
I agree. I totally agree.
Any other ones you want to read?
No, I feel like that's probably it.
Those are the main ones? Okay. All right, that's cool. All right, so anyone out there listening, if you have a song that annoys you as much as Katy Perry's Fireworks or any Meghan Trainor song, if you feel that passionate about it,
tell us what you hate. I am so curious. I love to hate things, you know?
Yeah. So give us a shout out. Send us an email at whatever, I forget the email address. whateverjasonsoto@gmail.com. The reason I can't remember the email is because I wanted to get whateverjason@gmail.com, but somebody had that.
What?
Yeah. So I had to go with whatever Jason Soto. And then to the point where, like, when I made the account, like, the next day, I went to sign into it, and I forgot, so I put whatever Jason at Gmail, and then they were like, wrong.
Not you.
No, but it was like wrong password. And then I'm like, oh shit, did I use a different password? And so I'm trying all my I have like 4 passwords that I use, like the same 4. So I'm trying all of them and none of them are working. And so I'm like, oh fuck. So then I went to go do the forgot password thing. And then they're like, okay, we're going to email you a thing. And it was at your backup email, but it was to like something at msn.com. And I'm like, I don't have an MSN. Oh fuck! Wait, that's not me. Oh shit! Some guy just got an email.
You're not whatever Jason. You're whatever Jason Soto. Get used to it, man.
So yeah, I was like, oh
Jason.
shit. So yes, whatever Jason Soto at gmail.com.
I wonder
That's
whatever Jason is. Like,
I don't know.
Jason
I'm
at
so tempted to email them and see if I get a response, but I'm also afraid he's gonna be like, "Were you the fucking asshole trying to sign into my account?" I was like, "I'm sorry, I was trying to sign into mine. I swear I wasn't trying to hack you. I swear."
whatever Jason.
Oh man. So okay, well, speaking of songs, this has been a nice segue episode. Let's go ahead and do our 90s song of the week here.
Okay.
We like to celebrate 90s music, as you can tell, and each week we do this segment where we talk about a different song or music video. It could be a music video as well. And my pick this week is actually like I said, I do listen to rap. When it comes to 90s music, I do listen to a lot of alternative grunge rock type songs, but I do like rap. So I did want to focus on a rap song today. Just to kind of, show people like, I do like rap, and I do like this song. This is a really good song, had a really cool music video, and that's Blackstreet No Diggity. Have you seen his music video?
It sounds familiar, but I can't really place it.
So I'm gonna risk the hate mail that I'm probably gonna get, but I think this was their only hit. If they had another song, I don't know what it is, but as far as I know, this was their main hit. But the music video had them as the group has marionettes. And
yes.
Like one of them was playing the piano, one was playing.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
no, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And Dr. Dre had like a verse on it. But yeah, it's a cool song. It's a very smooth song. It's I don't know. It's really good. The music video is great. Dr. Dre, has a pretty good verse in it. Actually, I think he starts it off. And yeah, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Every time it comes on, I turn it up and I smooth out to it. I jam out to it. And yeah, so I got to give it up to Blackstreet No Diggity. What about you, Mary? What you got this week?
Mine this week is not only just a song, but like a whole album and videos. My pick for this week is TLC's Creep.
Oh,
I love TLC.
Nice.
Crazy Sexy Cool was such an awesome 90s album. That was like every girl's 90s album. I had it on cassette tape. I listened to it nonstop. It was fucking amazing. And yeah. Digging on You is another good song from that album. Did you listen to that? Were you into TLC when they came out?
I remember when the videos came out, and I liked Creep. And then they had another song off that album. I cannot remember right now what it was.
They had Waterfalls and Digging on You.
Was that the same album? Was Waterfalls the same album?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So yeah, well, Waterfalls was like huge when that came out. Like,
yeah,
that was like number one for like a while.
I still love them. I mean, like, tragedy befell TLC eventually, but
yeah,
I don't know. They still hold up to me.
Oh, you just reminded me. A few years ago, it might have been VH1 actually. They did a made-for-TV movie about the life of TLC. Did you see this?
Is that the one that I saw? The one that they did with the documentary about Left Eye.
No, this was like one of them like Lifetime movies where they're like reading, like, they did their whole story about how they met.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh man, okay, so it was bad. Let's just say right, it was terrible. The acting was atrocious, and
nice.
Like and the funny thing was they couldn't get the rights to the songs. So like
shit.
they had to go around everything. So like they could only say the names of the songs, but they could not play the songs.
Oh my god.
And so but what's funny was there's this I feel like it was the part where Left Eye I can't remember what it was, but no, it wasn't Left Eye. Who was it? One of them went in the hospital for a reason. I can't remember who it was. I think
T-Boz.
it was. Yeah, her.
For
She was.
anemia or something.
Yeah, so she went to the hospital. So, so we're watching this, and one of the you know how like movies and TV shows they do like these like establishing shots where they show like the building.
Yes, yeah.
So they did an establishing shot for the hospital, but they showed a hospital here in Indianapolis. But the movie nor their story takes place in Indianapolis. And the only reason, and we knew it was Indianapolis because it said Indiana University Medicine on the front of the building.
They were supposed to be in like Georgia or something.
Yeah, I think or like Hollywood or something. But it was like clear as day, Indiana Medicine University, and I was like, "What the fuck? They came to Indianapolis for this?"
Oh my god! I wish there was like a special like library or like treasury of like shitty like bio movies from VH1 because they did that like Two of Us movie with the Beatles. Like that was I was mentioning it to you the other day with John and Paul. That was fucking ripe, dude. Like that movie was like, oh my god. It's like, what if John and Paul just like met each other and they like reunited on this one night and like went on Saturday Night Live and like, oh my god, it was so funny. It yeah. And they even dress up like Rastas to like hide in public. Like
I remember seeing the ads for that, but I never actually watched it.
Yeah,
I never got to see it.
Mate, we want to go out in New York, and they're like, "Oh, people are gonna recognize us." So they literally take like those Rasta dreads and like put on like the sunglasses and pretend to be like legit Rastas and like, "Hey, man!" But it's like, it's like, oh my god.
Oh, I gotta look that up. That sounds hilarious.
That was bad.
All right, so our 90s songs for the week is Blackstreet, No Diggity, and TLC's Creep.
Yeah. You know what? I like the players. No diggity, no doubt. Play on, play it. Play on, play it. Yo, Dre, drop the verse.
It's going down, fade to Blackstreet. The homies got at me, collab creations. Bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down, never slouch. As long as my credit can vouch, a dog couldn't catch me. Say out. Tell me who could stop with Dre making moves, attracting honeys like a magnet, giving them orgasms with my mellow accent. Still moving this flavor with the homies Blackstreet and Teddy, the original rough shakers.
Shutting it down, good lord. Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly bitch, you don't play around. Cover much ground, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte, each and every day. True play away. I can't get her out of my mind. Wow. I think about the girl all the time. Wow, wow. East side to the west side, pushing fat rides, it's no surprise. She got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash, fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, it's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10, I wanna get in, can I get down so I can? I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I got to bag it up. Girl. I like the way.
Yes. It's me again. And I'm back. Ooh.
Oh, hey, Mary, I just got the copy for the next ad, and it looks like it doesn't have a line for you.
Oh. Okay, that's fine.
Let me just read this quickly, and then we'll move on with the show.
Alright, cool.
Awesome. All right, here we go. Hey, ladies, don't you hate it when your bra hurts? All those straps and cross fabrics just digging into you? And the cups. My God, the cups. Cups are just a nightmare. Am I right, ladies?
Jason?
Well, there's a bra just for us. Comfort Bra. The world's most comfortable bra.
I think this ad was meant for me to be read.
The Comfort Bra is simple, using nanotechnology to give you maximum comfort. And the straps don't hurt. Neither do the hooks.
The hook shouldn't be hurting you.
A lot of us women agree. Bras are horrible, but it's necessary for everyday life. So why be uncomfortable with their mother's old bras?
Who's wearing their mother's bras?
And let's not even get into your grandmother's bras.
Thank you.
Comfort Bra, the bra for the modern woman, now comes in 3 colors: pale white, light tan, and goth chic.
Did they send any for us meat to try?
And you can order yours now at www.comfortbra.com. And if you use promo code whatever, you'll save 20% on any order over $75. Bras! They suck, but they don't have to be. Take it from me, Mary Mitch. Oh, wait. I think you were supposed to read this ad, Mary.
Nah, you did a fine job. Go ahead and finish.
Oh, okay. Take it from me, Mary Mitchell. Your boobs will thank you.
Nope, never mind. That just ruined it.
Alright guys, so we need to record our top 3 reasons why you should listen to French Toast Sunday podcast.
Number 3 should definitely be our diverse opinions.
Number 2 should probably be our top 3 lists that we do every week.
No, it's gotta be Mark Wahlberg.
What about Gwyneth Paltrow's head?
It's gotta be fighting the sadness in the swamp of sadness.
Full Frontal.
Stories about being lost at sea.
Brendan Fraser being underground.
Helen Mirren's boobs.
Baltimore accents as heard in The Wire.
Wunderklaus.
Crepes? Character studies.
Wait, guys. What about movies?
Nah.
Tree rape.
Tree rape? Yeah, I like tree rape.
Tune in every Friday for a new episode of French Toast Sunday podcast, brought to you by us at FrenchToastSunday.com.
Clothing made out of Burger King wrappers.
All right, moment everyone's been waiting for. Earlier today, the Oscar nominations were announced.
Oh boy.
And along with this, the world came to an end. Holy fucking shit. You would have thought the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse was running across the country as the Oscar nominations were being announced, because people were getting fucking butthurt. And now, here's the thing. I remember hearing yesterday that they were going to be announced today, and I'm thinking, okay, if like the previous years are any indication, stuff that's been like on the Golden Globes and whatever else, it's going to be reflective of what's going to be on the Oscars, and so clearly, like Joker's going to be nominated, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's going to be nominated, and these are like the movies that people do not want nominated. And so I'm like, you're probably going to want to be ready for disappointment, because I think that's going to happen. So let's go ahead and talk about the nominations really quickly. Now, I'm only want to talk about the main ones, because, I don't fucking know shit about like best animated short film or best documentary feature. Now, Mary, if you want to talk about any of those, that's fine, but I don't know anything about any of those.
Yeah, no, I can't say I know myself.
So I'm just going to do like the acting categories and the directing and the best picture. Those are the ones I want to focus on.
Okay, cool.
So the best picture nominations is Ford versus Ferrari, which I don't understand, because that didn't look like any kind of decent movie. Like, I feel like they just added that because of reasons.
That kind of sounds kind of interesting, but yeah, it kind of sounds boring at the same time. So
yeah, I mean, I saw the trailer before I think Knives Out, or no, it was not as well. I went to sell something, and it was before, and it was like, okay, it just looked like a typical, based on a true story, and it's a car movie, and it's like, okay, I didn't think it was anything special, but here it is, nominated for Best Picture.
Okay, it's like different from what usually is going on in Hollywood, so I guess it, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So the next one is The Irishman, which I've not seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I've been wanting to see it, but yeah, I haven't seen that.
3 hours, man. Like, God.
Yeah. I haven't really liked Martin Scorsese's work in recent years. I love Taxi Driver, but he hasn't done any. What?
I like his Goodfellas and Casino. I like those.
Yeah.
And people are saying that the Irishman's kind of like that. But those weren't 3 hours long either, so I don't know. Now, this is a movie I did want to see. I didn't get to. Was Jojo Rabbit.
What is that?
Okay, so it's about this kid who's a German in World War II while the Nazis are in power, and he wants to be a Nazi soldier, and so he has an imaginary friend who's Hitler.
What?
And Hitler is played.
Imaginary friend is Hitler?
Yes. So it's the director of the movie whose name I cannot say. How the hell? Takika Wakiki. I cannot say his name. I know. I'm very sorry. It's not even coming up. I can't. I can't say it to the point where Google has no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
A movie where a little boy's friend is Hitler.
Well, imaginary friend. He's not. He's
friend is Hitler. Okay, so he's a German kid and he likes Hitler.
He's a German kid. Yeah, he wants to be a Nazi when he grows up, and so he imagines that Hitler's his imaginary friend, and it's supposed to be like a kind of like a dark comedy / satire of stuff, and it actually looks really interesting.
Yeah, that sounds kind of interesting, actually. That sounds like a unique idea.
Taika Waititi, I think that's how you say his name. I'm looking at it now, so but the dude, actually he's a really good director. He did God, why can't I remember anything today? What We Do in the Shadows. You ever seen that?
I watched a little bit of that and I shut it off because it annoyed me.
Okay. All right, I guess I'm not surprised. He did that. He did Thor Ragnarok, which was probably the best. Honestly, if I had to rank the Marvel movies, that would be pretty close to the top because that was a really good movie. But anyway, he's a very interesting guy. He's got a strange sense of humor, and I think it works well here. So this I can kind of get behind. But I've not seen it.
It kind of looks interesting. I think I want to see this now. It looks like
I kind of think you might dig it. I get the feeling it might be kind of movie you would jive with. I think you'd like it.
Yeah, it looks unique. I like it.
So the next one that's on this list that I'm reading, because I'm already doing this in the order of this list, is Joker, which I talked about last week. But this was the one that got people pissed because there's a large group of film Twitter, as they call it, because I've mainly been following this on Twitter all morning, and people do not like Joker. Like Mary, you said you didn't like Joker because of the way it looked and whatever, and you didn't see it because of that.
To be fair, fair enough. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I'm literally just going on what the marketing and stuff and from what I've heard of people who have wrote reviews and stuff. It doesn't seem like my kind of movie. It's something people seem to really like, so I mean there must be something to it, but for me it just looks like paint by number Taxi Drivers. But I don't really have a valid opinion because I haven't seen it. You know what I mean?
That's fine. But it's, and I went over this last week, so I don't want to keep repeating myself. But I thought it was actually really damn good, and you have to ignore this is probably why people are pissed, because you do have to ignore a couple of things. But if you do ignore that and just kind of go into it with an open mind, a super open mind, and just kind of a blank slate and just accept the movie for what it is, I think you might like it.
So if you could take the movie, because you really love the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you could say what is the movie's major flaw, what would you say it was?
The ending. I felt like the last 5 minutes didn't need to happen. Because it could have had a perfect ending. Okay, I'm gonna kind of go into spoilers, so I'm sorry if you want to see this, but I have to explain.
No, I already saw. I know how it ends. Like I saw like a no, it's fine.
Okay, so after Joker does like a thing on TV, and he's got like the city rioting, he gets arrested, and he's in a cop car.
Okay.
And so he's got all these like people on the street that's rioting, and they see him in the cop car. So some dudes like get like a truck and they run into the cop car, killing the cops but saving him. And so Joker gets out of the car, and people are like chanting his name or whatever. And he gets on the car, and he's like he's like praising his audience, and everyone's like applauding at him. That's would have been where it ended. That would have been the perfect ending, because it would have been like set up the character, set up everything we know about the Joker. Like, obviously, yes, he's going to have a following. He started this whole thing in Gotham City.
Yeah.
But no, then it jumps to him in an insane asylum talking to a doctor. And it goes on for like 5 more minutes.
What? Yeah,
and
because
it's
I saw the picture of him standing on the car with all the people cheering. That's not the end of the movie?
That is not the end of the movie. That should have been the end of the movie.
Yeah.
No, it continues, and I don't know why. That is the only flaw that I would give Joker, is it should have ended right with him on the car. I don't know why they did what they did. That's probably the only bad thing that I could say about it, was they could have cut that ending.
What would you say was the best thing about it?
The way that they portrayed mental health, especially in America.
Didn't it take place in like the 70s?
Takes place, they don't say exactly, but you get the idea. It's like late 70s, early 80s.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, whenever the George Hamilton movie Zorro the Gay Blade came out, that's what year it takes place. Because I guess there's a thing, I didn't know this in Batman lore, that Batman's parents gets killed when they leave a Zorro movie. Because
a Zorro movie?
Because the story came out like the 30s, right?
Yeah.
So when they had the origin story, then he went to go see a Zorro, which was like a story from like long time ago. So they were walking out of a Zorro movie, and so because it took place in the 70s/80s, they had to find a Zorro movie, so they picked Zorro the Gay Blade with George Hamilton.
Wow.
To keep up that whole storyline. So whenever that came out, that's where this takes place in. But yeah, it's a really like poignant look at like mental health and how people with actual severe mental problems their entire life, how they're treated or how they act, and how they clearly need help, but like either they're being ignored or no one wants to help them or whatever. Right. And yeah, I think it does a really good job painting what it's like, to do that. Oh. And oddly enough, I kind of felt for this guy. It's weird because he's a villain and it's the Joker, but like you kind of feel a little bit sorry for him. Like you feel bad. Like you want him to just get help. And it's like no one's helping him, and he's just doing what he can. People are giving him shit too. Like the whole thing too, like people are like giving him crap the whole time. Like he has a job and his boss keeps like saying, giving him crap. His coworkers are like making fun of him. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a slow build up.
Yeah. So I say that's probably like the best thing about it, is like how they react to mental health too, like in the 80s especially.
That's interesting. That sounds cool.
So the next movie on this list is Little Women, which
I wanted to see that. Like,
I have no interest. No, I'm sorry. I just say I have no interest in seeing it. So
I like the story. I mean, it's like nice New England atmosphere, and it's a historical story. I don't know. It's cheesy, and like maybe I'm just like a woman and I want to see it. It appeals to my feminine side. I like.
Quit being a woman, Mary. God.
I like also Clueless and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, I want to kind of see Little Women.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I have zero interest in it. And it's nothing to do with the women. It's just I just don't really like I don't really do period pieces. Like,
see, I'm
oh,
a
well,
sucker
okay.
for that stuff. I love history. I love
Oh,
anything set in a different century. I'm like, that you got me there. Like,
I will retract that sentence a bit. I don't like dramatic period pieces. If it's
I have
like,
to agree with you on that one. I don't like oh, the beau that I was engaged to doesn't love me anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that.
but that's how I feel about Little Women. That's how I feel like that movie's gonna be.
Yeah, no, it kind of is, but
But this is like the other like divisive one because there's this whole thing about how we're gonna get to the directors really quickly, but the director of Little Women didn't get nominated for Best Director, and people are mad about it. And I kind of can see the point. Like, I haven't seen the movie, but I don't honestly think she's that good of a director.
They're just mad because like a woman didn't get nominated for the sake of her being a woman, and therefore it's like sexist or something.
Exactly, that's exactly what's going on. But have you seen Lady Bird?
No, I mean, I want to see Lady Bird, but I haven't actually seen it. It looks like
Okay.
I don't know. Looks like
Did
it's
you
about a
like-
girl and her mom, and it would probably make me sad, so I've avoided it.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that, but okay. Have you seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes, I fucking love Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, so this is basically Napoleon Dynamite, but with a woman and her mom.
Okay.
Because it's just like a chunk of her life and just her doing stuff, and there's no actual plot that I can see. It's just her in high school dealing with high school.
Yeah, it
and
looks
then...
like a good movie. It looks kind of like it hits too close to home for me to watch, but I do think it looks like a good movie. I want to see it, but I can't.
I just didn't see the big deal about it. Like, I just it was fine. I didn't hate that I watched it. But I didn't think it was like the next coming of Christ or anything.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was like making her out to be like, oh, Greta Gerwig is gonna be the biggest thing ever. Like, it's just a movie. It's just a regular movie. Like, nothing special happened. Like, I don't get it. So I don't know. I'm skipping this one. So
yeah.
Next one is I've been hearing a lot about. I know nothing about it, and it's Marriage Story.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. It has that weird looking guy from like Star Wars or something.
Yeah. I just know it's a Netflix movie. It has him and Scarlett Johansson, and that's all I know. So I don't know. Next one is actually this one's got a lot of buzz. 1917.
I want to see that. I legit want to see that. That looks
okay.
Interesting to me.
I'm not a huge war movie guy. There's a couple of war movies I like, but overall,
Pass the Glory.
No.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a really good movie, and I feel like with war movies, you have the potential, if you do it right, to really make a good movie showing like the best and the worst of humanity, and to show like it in its most raw form. And with 1917, one of the things that interested me is it's World War One. I mean, that's like something that's like so far on the radar, on the distance, that like no one even thinks about that anymore. And to like kind of bring that back and like honor the people who actually suffered and died in that war, that's cool. I mean, I feel like people need, that whole thing needs to be remembered. It needs to be, I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but it's good that they're actually still thinking about that kind of thing and making, unless they do like a Pearl Harbor job like Michael Bay and they completely fuck it. But you know, as long as they do a respectful job, I think that's pretty cool.
I'm starting to wonder if like World War One's going to be like the new like theme now, because we've had a shit ton of World War II movies. So it's like, what else can you do? So I'm maybe not going to do World War One. Yeah.
A lot of there's a lot of stories that need to be told from that. You know. What
Maybe
I mean?
we'll get a biopic of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
Yeah. I think it's good. World War One's very interesting, and I think it needs to be. There's a lot of stories that need to be told, and a lot of people that need to be remembered.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I feel like Peter Jackson not that long ago did a documentary about World War One.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Yeah.
It was like he took like these pictures, and he found a way to like animate the pictures or something.
No, I haven't seen that. That sounds like some kind of like a Ken Burns type of thing. I like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was kind of like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah, I think World War One is going to be like a new thing in the in the 20s.
I hope
Ironically.
so. I hope so. I mean, I feel like it kind of gets glossed over, and like everybody just kind of like it's like, oh yeah, like tell World War II. Not that World War. I mean, my grandfather fought in World War II, but yeah. I'm glad that they're remembering the people who did that. So yeah, that's my feelings.
Agreed. All right. Next one is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We talked about that. We already talked about that. Moving on. And then the last one is Parasite.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't either. So
really,
it sounds like it'd be something I should know. It sounds like a horror
cheap
movie.
Horror movie or something.
All right, I'm going. Here's the Wikipedia page. Here we go.
Okay.
Once it loads. Parasite is a 2019 South Korean black comedy thriller film. Wow. Holy shit. Wow.
That is totally, with no judgments, not what I would expect it to be nominated for an Oscar for. Go on.
Best picture on top of that.
Yeah, no
shit. So let's see. There's a lot in the plot. Let me go to Rotten Tomatoes. Hang on. That'll be quicker instead of Wikipedia.
Right, yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, Parasite. Yeah, I just remember, people talking about it like, oh, Parasite's a good movie. Oh, everyone's gonna go see Parasite. But I don't know like what it's about. I've never.
Yeah, this is the first time hearing it. So.
I don't know a plot. I don't know who's in it. I don't know why it's not coming up on Rotten Tomatoes. What the fuck? I'm getting like every other movie that was ever called there it is. Jesus Christ. All right. An urgent, brilliantly layered look at a timely social themes, Parasite finds writer-director, I'm very sorry about this pronunciation, Bong Joon-ho in near total command of his craft. Okay, that's all they got about that.
At least we know he's at near total control of his craft.
Meet the Park family, the picture of aspirational wealth, and the Kim family, rich in street smarts but not much else. Be it chance or fate, these two houses are brought together and the Kim sense a golden opportunity. Masterminded by college-age Ki Woo, the Kim children expediently install themselves as tutor and art therapist to the Parks. Soon, a symbiotic relationship forms between the two families. The Kims provide indispensable luxury services while the Parks obliviously bankroll their entire household. When a parasitic interloper threatens the Kim's newfound comfort, a savage, underhanded battle for dominance breaks out, threatening to destroy the fragile ecosystem between the Kims and the Park. What? What the fuck? Okay.
What?
Sure.
Parasite indeed. That.
Wow.
In the ecosystem in the Kim Woo. What?
I've had no idea that's what the fuck that was about. Holy
Somebody's
shit.
being paid off. You know that, like.
And like the poster has like the family, but their eyes are blacked out. There's a dead body in the foreground. I don't know.
I gotta get a load of this.
This is all over the place. Okay. I'm a little curious now. I might have to check this out. Okay, so those are all the movies nominated for Best Picture. Now, here's the weird thing. A few years ago, you probably remember this, they changed the number of movies to be nominated for Best Picture from like 5 to up to 10. So basically, they gave themselves some wiggle room. So this year we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 movies. And there are people saying that like the one thing that everyone's saying got snubbed completely was Uncut Gems, which is that Adam Sandler movie that everyone's saying is really good, and I've actually not heard one bad thing about that movie, so there must be something to it. And I know Adam Sandler can play serious because I've seen Punch Drunk Love.
Does it have anything to do with the release time of the movie? Because I know that like movies considered for Oscars have to be released within a certain time frame to be considered.
See, I felt like it did one of those things where they did like a slow release where it was like in LA and New York one day and then next
probably
month
like
it
during
was
Oscar season or whatever.
Right. So I felt like that would have counted.
Yeah, because it seems a little late in the year for because Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Joker, I mean, those were all out in like the summer and stuff.
Yeah, so Once Upon a Time was in the summer. Joker was like around September, October.
Yeah, Chapter 2 was the same.
So Uncut Gems
is that still playing?
Got a full. I think it's still playing in theaters.
Yeah, so it might be too late to be an Oscar con.
And but I feel but here's the thing: 1917.
Oh, 1917. That's a good point. Yeah, you're
that
right.
Just
about
came
that.
out.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Maybe they're just snubbing Adam Sandler. They don't,
I guess, but I mean, he didn't. I felt like he should have got nominated for Punch Drunk Love.
He's a really good dramatic actor. I feel like he has like the same thing that Robin Williams had, where he's cheesy in comedic roles, but when you put him into a dramatic role, he shines, and it kind of like offsets the. It's more disturbing because you're so used to them as comedian.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't understand why they snubbed it, and they could have fit it in there. They only got 9, so. Now a movie, well, not a movie. Well, yeah, a movie, but like not in the Best Picture. I don't think it would have been up for Best Picture, but at least like Best like Actress, which we'll go over now. I felt like they could have put in Lupita Nyong'o for Us, because she was fan-fucking-tastic in Us.
Was she the same? She was in 12 Years a Slave, right?
Yep. Yes.
She was great. Yeah, she's
and. And before anyone's like, "Oh, it's a horror movie," Get Out was nominated for like everything just a couple of years ago. It got Best Picture, Best Screenplay, Best Acting, Best Supporting Actor. It got everything. So
I thought
that's
Get
not
Out
an
was
excuse.
Hilarious. I thought that
yeah,
was,
you told me that. Yeah, you told me that. But I'm only laughing because I severely disagree with you. But. Whatever, but yeah, I feel like if anything got snubbed, it was her, because I felt like she should have got something. Okay, so lead actress. So we got Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, which I've not seen or heard anything about. I just know it's the story of Harriet Tubman. Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, which I have not seen, so I can't say anything. You there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Like, everything got oddly quiet, so I thought you got your call dropped. No. I'm just making sure. That's all. Sorry. Okay, I get made fun of for saying this name, and what is it? Sarosi? Ronan?
Yeah, weird. Yeah, I don't know either. It's like some Irish name.
For Little Women.
Yeah, that girl.
She was also in Lady Bird. She was Lady Bird. Charlize Theron and Bombshell, which I'm surprised this got anything, because it seemed like people didn't like Bombshell.
I didn't see it. What was it?
It's it's one of those, like, based on a true stories about the guy that ran Fox News in the early 2000s. He got accused of sexual assault of like all of the female anchors.
Yes, I see. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And it's a story about that. And so I think Charlize Theron played Megyn Kelly. I think that's who she plays.
The Fox News anchor.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, and then she left Fox News because of that. Because of that whole sexual assault thing. So she left Fox News, and then she went to NBC of all places. So I don't know. And then Renee Zellweger for Judy, which was a Judy Garland biopic, which I've not heard much of.
Another one? Didn't they just do one of those on Lifetime a couple of years ago?
But this is a theatrical version. So I don't know anything about that. So I can't speak a lot about the lead actress stuff. Yeah. I have not seen any single one of those movies. Yeah, I feel like Lupita got severely dissed on this. So lead actor, we got Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory. I've never heard of that in my life.
Sounds like an Antonio Banderas movie, though.
Right, like in that modern, yeah, it does. Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We know your thoughts on that. But okay, I do think he was good in that, though. Like, legitimately. Like, I know you didn't like it. It's fine. But I really thought he did a good job. Because there were layers because he had to be Leonardo DiCaprio, acting has Rick Dalton, acting has another character, and sometimes even acting has a fourth character.
Yeah, but like, what was the difference between Leonardo DiCaprio, all those other characters? Like, I feel like it was the same guy. You know what I mean? It was like, just like there was no difference in the character. It's not like he was pretending to be like a guy with like, you know, it's like, oh, I have to pretend to be like an elderly man with multiple sclerosis or something. They weren't much different than he was anyway. So he, you know, I mean, I don't know.
Fair. I mean, fair. I don't know. I thought he did a good job with it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
Okay. Adam Driver, Marriage Story. I've not seen it. Okay, here we go. Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. Now, I really seriously think he should win this. You know, he did such a wonderful job with that role. And like I said this last week, but I completely forgot that was Joaquin Phoenix. Like, he just enveloped that role. And just all I saw was Joker. I did not see Joaquin Phoenix, the actor. I didn't see any of that. I just saw Arthur Fleck, Joker. Like, I just literally, like, I don't know. He just got lost in that role, and it was fantastic. So I do hope he wins. And on top of that, I hope he wins because it'll piss a lot of people because people are mad. Like, again, anything related to Joker, people on Twitter are mad. And I'll get to that in a second. And then last one here is Jonathan Pryce for Two Popes, which you told me about this morning.
I love Jonathan Pryce. I really do. I actually think he's one of my favorite actors at the moment. If you could say that, like, we've been talking about that, JR and I, like, he's amazing. He really is. Every role he's in, he's captivating. He has such a subtle way of acting and a way of reading his lines and drawing you in. And he always plays, like, corrupt religious figures. He was the High Sparrow on Game of Thrones. He was Cardinal Wolsey on Wolf Hall, and he's also like Pope Francis. Not that he's corrupt right now or whatever, but like he's always a religious figure. And Jonathan Pryce is amazing. I'm glad he's getting the recognition that he deserves. Because nobody besides like me and JR know about him, but he's really good. He's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the movie though. I don't know anything about Two Popes. I
haven't seen that either. I mean, it's like something I've been meaning to watch. It's like, oh, it's Jonathan Pryce and Anthony Hopkins, who is also really good anyway. This whole story, like, I'm not really interested in like the whole story of like the popes or whatever, like the Catholic Church, but since given like the reviews it has and Jonathan Pryce, I think I'm gonna watch it because. Yeah, no, he's very good.
Well, let me know what you think, because I don't know nothing about it. So
yeah, I will.
All right, next one we'll do supporting actor. We got Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, where he plays Mr. Rogers. That sounds interesting. I've not seen. That's pretty damn good, really. And then Brad Pitt from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So we'll just leave that lie where it is. Supporting actress, we got Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, which people were mad about.
I'm interested in that movie.
I do want to see that too.
I remember when that happened. Yeah, that was
me
weird.
too. Yeah, me too. That was fucking crazy as shit when that happened.
He like died early because of that.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's terrible.
And
the
lawyer that he got that actually like got him off the cuff was Lynn Wood, which was also the lawyer that the Ramsey family used.
Oh.
And the lawyer that the current, like that, remember that Covington thing? Mm-hmm. This current lawyer from that guy's like, the Saul Goodman of like the famous world. He's the guy who got Richard Jewell off. You look him up, he's a scumbag, but yeah, you look him up.
But I mean, Richard Jewell didn't do it, so I guess
Richard
that
Jewell
worked out.
Do it, but that Linwood is he's a slime
that worked out. All right, Laura Dern for Marriage Story. I've not seen that.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit. Wait, let me backtrack here. No, okay, I'm thinking of something else. I don't know how to say her name. Florence Pugh. The chick from Midsummer.
I think it's Paw.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. I'm just looking at how it's spelled.
Oh,
Pugh.
she was good. She's nominated?
Well, for Little Women.
Oh, for Little Women, okay, yeah, but
Yeah,
she was a good
Little
actor. She was really good in Midsummer. I liked her. Yeah,
I
okay.
agree. Her good.
Yeah.
She did good in Midsummer. I do agree. And then Margot Robbie for Bombshell. I don't know who she plays. I only know Megyn Kelly. So, and then last one we'll do is Best Director. A lot of these probably won't come as a surprise to you. Martin Scorsese, Irishman. Todd Phillips for Joker. Again, people are mad about that. Sam Mendes for 1917. Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And that Bong Joon-ho dude for Parasite.
Parasite.
Which has like the greatest movie description. The greatest description I've ever seen. Okay, so those are... Sorry, I got a text message. So those are the nominations for the main like animations. Like, there's more nominations, but I'm not going to go through all of them because it's a lot of stuff that honestly I don't care about.
Lamp handling on the set of
And I to this day I don't know the difference between sound editing and sound mixing. Like, what the fuck is the difference? Like, what does that mean? Like, I don't get it.
I think it's like sound editing is like if the actor said something shitty and you had them go over it with like like the ADR or whatever. And sound mixing is like when you incorporate like music and natural sound together.
Oh, okay. I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so all that stuff, I don't care about that. So, so the last thing that I'll say about this, is that everyone's mad. Like, and I feel like people probably have always been mad about the Oscars. We just now have social media to hear the people getting mad about it.
Plus, everybody's mad about everything nowadays.
Yeah, that's true too. But, here's my thoughts on this, is I don't think everything should be nominated for everything. Because what's the point of award? Now, people are going to say awards don't mean anything, which to a point, I agree. Because, like, really, when you think about it, what the fuck do the Oscars mean? Like, because it's not like, I think the only awards that kind of should matter are the People's Choice. Because I think we're the ones that they're making the stuff for. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, totally.
And so I think even I think like the Oscars don't really mean anything. It's just it's just another award. But people like hold the Oscars to this high regard, like it means something. But then when their movie, quote unquote, their favorite movie doesn't get nominated, then all of a sudden it's a worthless award that doesn't mean shit, and who gives a fuck?
Yeah, or when your favorite movie wins, it's like, wow, they praise the art that they're contributing to the world, but then when they do, it's like, these are stupid, meaningless awards among rich elite assholes. I mean, everyone's a hypocrite, including myself, but yeah. I mean, like, it really is, at the end of the day, a bunch of elites giving each other awards, patting each other on the back, giving each other gift bags of like fucking $50,000 watches or whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares? But I mean, at least it's a better See, this is my meta beef with award shows. It's a distraction from the bullshit of regular life, and it is entertaining. But that's why I want fucking politics to stay out of it. It's like you're like, oh God, I'm sick of hearing about politics. I just want to hear about like art and media and like creative people. And then you turn on the fucking awards and like, oh goddamn Donald Trump. It's like, fuck, how is this any fucking different than the news? God damn it. Like, I can't get away from this. Can I get an escape from this fucking, like, I don't want to hear about Donald Trump. I don't want to hear about people's angry political opinions. I just, talk about movies, God damn it.
Yeah. But yes, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
But I also am of the mind of just let people like what they like.
Yes.
And, earlier I said I had no interest in seeing Little Women. And that's me. Me, Jason Soto, have zero interest in seeing Little Women. And there's no, scandalous reason behind it. It's not because, I think women are terrible actors or they shouldn't be stars of movies.
You're sexist. How dare you, misogynist.
I just don't watch dramatic period pieces, and that's what Little Women is. It's a dramatic period piece, so I'm not gonna watch it. It might be the best movie in the history of the world. It could be fucking fantastic, but I have zero interest in watching it. And Mary, you said you wanted to watch it, and that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly okay. But you flip that to, I fucking love the Joker movie. I thought it literally was like one of the best movies of last year, and I do think, you know, Todd Phillips should get something, because he did a fantastic job directing that movie and writing it. He wrote it. Joaquin Phoenix, I think he did a fantastic job acting the hell out of that movie, and I think the movie overall was fantastic, and I think it should win something. If it doesn't win, I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to go, oh, fucking people ruined it. Like, no, I don't really ultimately care. I think it should. Now, will it? Probably not. I'm just going to say right now, I don't think they're going to give I don't think they're going to give Best Picture to Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix might get Best Actor, but I don't think Todd Phillips is going to win for Director, and I don't think Joker's going to win for Best Picture. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah, because like I feel like award ceremonies, like at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is how you feel about it, because you're the only one in your life that actually matters whose opinion on movies it is. So it's like, oh, if I like this movie from the fucking 80s that no one's ever seen, who cares?
Yeah.
It's still the best movie to me. You know what I mean? Like, who cares what a bunch of other elite... And most of those people, I think, are, like, rooting for their friends. Like, you get, like, the Oscar pool. It's, like, Meryl Streep and all the other elites. And they're like, oh, this producer I want to work with made this movie, so I'm going to vote for them. You know? It's all fucking rich people voting for other...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, so there's like, I was all morning, I've just been reading Twitter about people like freaking the fuck out about, you know, Joker being nominated for all these awards and Joaquin Phoenix being nominated, and people are like,
yeah, maybe it deserves it, you know?
And they're like, fucking Joker, got nominated. I'm just gonna completely ignore that movie. I don't know why. We're gonna do everything in our power to make it not win. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, why? Like, why? Why does it matter? Like, I don't understand the hatred. Like, fine, you don't have to like the movie. I'm not forcing you to like the movie, but you don't have to be like downright angry about it. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, why do you care so much? I don't get it.
Yeah. It's like, that movie doesn't look like the best movie to me. Like, I don't have any interest in seeing it. It doesn't look like my kind of movie, but I'm not gonna like try to like make it not exist anymore and like actively.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand like people who dedicate their whole lives to like things that they hate. You know what I mean? It's like, if you hate something, fucking put it in the back shelf and don't pay it any attention. There you go. It's gone. It's like, I don't want this to win. I'm gonna get on the line and so mad.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, but then again, I go on Facebook and I like complain about like movies I hate. But you know, hey, whatever.
But you know, it's fine, and you're allowed to hate those movies.
Yeah,
and it's
you know, not like I'm like telling everybody else to like not watch them. You know.
Right, exactly. Like you know, we keep going on about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I like it, you hate it, and that's fine.
That's kind of like, but yeah, like I actually kind of prefer it when somebody disagrees with me, because it's, I don't know, it's more interesting.
Yeah, I'm not mad that you hate the movie, and you don't think you don't think I'm an idiot for liking it.
Nah.
So, you know, whatever. It's whatever. Well, I wish everybody could just be like that. Like, you know, it's like, fine. Okay, Joker got nominated. My movie, you know, my favorite movie that I like either did also got nominated or didn't. And that's just the way the chips falls. Again, there was like literally thousands of movies that came out last year. Not all of them can be nominated. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, like, we can't have 1,000 movies in the Best Picture category. Like, you know, I thought Us was really good, and I thought that could have been nominated for something, but it didn't. But I didn't go on Twitter saying fucking awards didn't fucking nominate Us. Like, yeah, I don't know. So I think people just need to calm the fuck down. Just let the awards happen. Whoever's gonna vote for this shit, let them vote for the shit. And if the movies that I enjoy, and I am rooting for Joker and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I would be happy if one of those two or both somehow won some awards. But if they don't, if Little Women ends up winning, that's fine.
And at the end of the day, it's just kind of like matters if your opinion falls into the opinion of the people voting for the Oscars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like this global opinion where it's like, oh, the Oscars mean that everyone in the world liked this movie and you're the stupid if you don't like it. It's like, oh yeah, this pool of like maybe 50 people liked it and so did you. Like,
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to tell people to calm the fuck down. It's going to be okay.
Chill out. Just chill. Just chill.
It'll be okay. Go enjoy Little Women. Go watch whatever.
Yeah.
Go Uncut Gems. Yes. I
want to see.
It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be okay.
Go watch
I promise
Napoleon
you.
Dynamite and Murder, She Wrote. Just do it.
Yeah. There you go. All right. That's going to do it for another episode of Whatever. Thank you all very much for listening. Whatever with Jay Soto is hosted by me, Jason Soto, and my co-host, Mary Mitchell. I can be found on Twitter at whateverjsoto, or you can email me at whateverjasonsoto@gmail.com. Do not email whateverjason@gmail.com. I do not know what you're going to get.
Whatever.
I mean, you could.
Whatever, Jason.
It's going to be your new catchphrase. That's just what you're going to say. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/whatever with Jason Soto. I post stuff there all the time. I post new episodes there. Speaking of episodes, this podcast can be found on Podomatic, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else that you get podcasts from. Now, while you may be upset with the Oscar nominations, you should be happy to know that we have never been nominated for any type of award, and we're still awesome. So don't let a gold statue ruin your good time,
I
goddammit.
have won an award, though.
Oh, really? What did you win?
I won 3rd place in a 5K last year.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and I got a trophy, and it has like a shoe with wings on it. It's pretty sweet. But that's the only award I ever won.
I think I just got a bunch of participation certificates. Like, yay, you were there. Like,
hey!
you did a thing. Here you go.
Hey!
I think that's all I got. I don't think I ever won any award, so there you go. The opening and closing music is Battle of Who Could Care Less by Ben Folds 5 off their album Whatever and Ever Amen. I do not own this song, nor do I exactly have permission to use it, but I do have fair use on my side because I am not making money off of this podcast. If someone wants to pay me to do this podcast, I will come up with an original song, or I will pay a band to cover it. Mary, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Fun as always.
Yes? That was awesome.
look forward to next week. That's going to do it for us. So keep your head in the clouds and your feet in the mud.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.
Whatever